All right, y'all, you ready to break the sound barrier with the sk19? We're going to do that today. All right, so got the sk19 here. And today what we're going to be doing, don't you do. Okay, today we're going to start pushing the sk19 out of its limits. What I'm going to be doing today will void your warranty. Now, we're not going to break into the gun and change springs yet. I have not done that. I have not done that in any of my videos yet. I have not presented this gun in that fashion in any way, size, shape, or form at any time in a modified fashion. I have been inside this gun previously and played with the springs on the throttle valve of it and tested that, and then went back in, removed said spring, put all the factory components back into it, and that's how I've been running it. Okay, so through all of these tests that I've been conducting, it's all been a factory built Gen 1 LCS Air Arms sk19, and it is still here. Okay, so I've got it turned back down. I was testing earlier with it today at 180 bar and 170 bar, and we're going to go right back to that. I've got a target down at 12 yards. I've got my chronograph right here. You can see it right here. We are going to turn this up. I'm going to refill it. You can see right here. Hopefully. We are at 150 bar. We are actually at 140 is where we're sitting right now. So, I guess I should crony real quick at this speed. What do we have in the tank? I'll just give it a quick fill. My Omega tank here is getting kind of low. I'll just give this a quick fill. And I'll throw a pellet in it and load it up. And we'll just do it at 140. And then I'm going to crank it. All right. And we're going to see what the difference is. You guys can go on my Instagram, American Defender channel, and I had posted pictures of this gauge sitting there at 180 and then 1,221 feet per second is what we got out of at 180 bar out of these silver points. So the goal is, with the factory gun and the factory parts, my goal is to achieve around 1,400 feet per second with a 36 grain pellet. That'll give me 150 plus foot-pounds of energy, which will make this equal to a 32 ACP. We have already surpassed, long surpassed, a 25 ACP, N plus P. So we're already stronger than a couple of centerfire cartridges here, or well, centerfire and rimfire. We're also stronger than a 22 short. So that's my goal. My goal is 32 ACP power out of a 25 caliber air gun. And with that spring, this is what I've mentioned before. This is where everybody keeps getting confused. With that spring inside the throttle valve, I've achieved it. But the problem that I've had with that is I've not had enough testing with it, and my shot count becomes absolute garbage. So I'm trying to use everything that the gun itself has, and I want to push the factory parts as hard as I can, as far as I can, and see what this sk19 will do right out of the box. And then I'm going to present all of the modifications that I can do to it that I've discussed with Wilson, and we will see what happens with all of that. Okay, and basically all that modification does is it keeps more pressure on the actuator in the back. Since this is hammerless, it keeps more pressure on that, so it'll seal better. And there's another spring you put up here to kind of help the regulator, because from what I've been told, again, hearsay, I haven't gone this far with it, I haven't tested it. According to what I've been told, this gun with a modified spring should actually be able to function safely at 220 bar. Pretty wicked, huh? So we are now sitting at 230 bar. Let me fill this up. Well, yeah. We'll fill it up a little more. I want to get it up to 250 here. Now, when I'm talking, 180 bar and all that, I'm not talking fill pressure. I'm talking regulated pressure. That is what the pellet is seeing, coming down behind it in the barrel and everything. Okay, that is what I'm talking about. Okay. There we go. So we are full. All right. So I am sitting right now, again, like a factory gun. Okay, this is the limit for the factory. We could squeak it out to 150. And we're pretty much sitting at 150. Now that I've filled it up, the gauge has moved. We're like right on the edge of 150. Okay. So this should be about like what we saw before. Okay. We're going to use these H&N silver points because I have an overabundance of them. That's why I'm using them. They're the easiest thing for me to get. I'll run 2 or 3 or 4 of these. And 4 will work. I got the crony here. I'll have to turn the lights on. But that was no bueno. Okay, I think that I really wish there was a way that you could view on the sk19 from the top here and see when the pellet lines up, with the chamber. I really wish that was a thing. Okay, or that you could get a clear back panel here so that you could see it. That would be awesome. Ooh, could you imagine if all of this was clear? That would be cool. All right, so here we go. I'm going to scoot back. My Omega tank's kind of in my way here. All right, here we go. Is the red dot on? Okay, so this is to show the difference between 150 and 180 with these pellets. Okay. There we go. Nothing, that was a dry fire. Okay, 1139. There we go. 1139. Duplicate. 1139. That was an error. And that one was an error. So either way, that's a good enough baseline. You guys see where it was at, about 1139. All right. Sitting where it is, about 150-ish. Yeah, but not quite 150. It's like 148. So either way. All right. Now, what I'm going to do, don't do. All right. Just don't do this. I'm going to go up here to my regulator adjustment right here, and I'm going to crank it up. I'm going to watch back here, and I'm not going to take it to 200 a day, but I'm going to go 170, 180. All right, because so far that's where I've been testing this thing. Okay. We're between 180 and 190 right now. Okay, and I heard it go every time I turned that little knob. I am not going to go any further than this. This is it. Okay, no further. I am, though, however, going to refill it because between those two shots and raising this, my tank is now sitting at 200 bar. So I want it full. So let's bust out the Omega here. I need to find, if you guys know of a good stand I can use for my 100 cubic foot Omega tank here, this guy, let me know. I need to get some kind of a stand to sit right here because, or like something I can stick on the bottom of this tank, because I don't like it falling. And that was the first fall that it's ever had with me. I normally keep it in a backpack, but it really wasn't a fall. I've got a piece of foam down on the ground here to set it on. It just slipped up from under it. But either way, don't drop your tanks. That's dangerous. So here we go. We're going to fill it back up. Okay, we're filling. We're filling slow. We may not hit 250 with this one. Oh, I think we just might. We are going to break the sound barrier if we are not already. Okay. All right, I am not shooting this. This is why I refilled this just now. My gauge in the back is telling me we are sitting at 220 bar. I'm not shooting it like that. Usually it's just that goes down. Yeah, it's holding steady at 220 bar. I will not shoot it at 220 bar. It's holding. As you can see, it's clearly holding it. We're at 210, about 215 bar. All right. There you go. You can kind of see that gauge right there. We're in the red. I'm not going to shoot it like that. And that's part of the reason why I wanted to refill it, because I wanted to know where we were. So I'm going to back it down a little bit, because I'm not ready for that. I'm not comfortable with it, and I'm just not going to do it. Let's back it down a little bit. Okay. I'll just shoot a blank real quick. Okay. There we go. We're at 190. All right. We are now at 190 bar. I haven't tested it at 190 yet, but I feel okay with 190. We're under 200. So if you can see that, we're at 190 now. All right. So let's see. Let me reset this. Turn it off. Turn it on. My hand did 2.24 feet per second. Okay, now that is ready. Now we're going to stick these. We're going to put these 26 greeners in here. And we're going to see what we get. Actually, you know what? Yeah, we'll do the 26ers for now. And I will do, because again, the goal is to use a Rangemaster Emperor and hit 1400 if I'm all out of Rangemaster Emperors. That's the goal, or at least get close to it. Okay. I think that's it. I might get a dry fire with it. I gotta fix that magnet. Okay. Scooting back. Don't do this, okay? You will void your warranty. You might hurt yourself, hurt the gun. Don't do it, all right? But that's why I'm doing it, so you don't have to. There we go. Okay, that was a dry fire. That was 1,200 feet per second. And that was loud. All right. That was loud. 1181. 1174. All right, so. Oh, you know what ended up happening here? We dropped again. We're not sitting at 190 now. It dropped after a couple shots. All those shots just now were done at about 165 bar. Right there, you can see it. Okay. That was 165 bar. So let me turn it up. I'm going to go one click. Okay. Now it's saying we're sitting at 200. I don't believe that. Give it a shot here. It should be a dry fire shot. Oh, nope, that wasn't. That was 190 bar. And that gave us 1,247 feet per second. 1,247. Holy smokes. We're on our way to 1,300 with it right now, sitting at 190. Okay. We are on our way. The pressure in the tank is just above 200. I'm going to fill it back up. Because now that I have this regulator sitting at 190, I don't want to go below that. And that's the trick here. So like I said, your shot count seems to go, but if you're hunting, because that's what I'm looking at this for. I don't care about steel plates and all that garbage. I care about hunting, okay, and where I need 1, 2, 3 real good, precise shots that are real powerful. That's what I care about. So, and just pushing this gun as hard as I can. Okay. There is 250 bar. Oh, no, we're just short of it. I'm going to 250. Okay. There we go. All right, so now we're filled back up. And it says back here, again, on the regulator now that we're sitting at 200. We are right on that. Whoa, no, we're just over 200. We're like a 210, 205 on the regulator. I'm going to bring it back just the slightest amount. There we go. Close that down a little bit. I don't have a pellet in here, at least I shouldn't. If I do, we're about to get one hell of a reading. Okay. Let that cycle. All right, now we're back down to 190. Okay. All right. So, let's go ahead. How far did that pull us down? Oh, we're still sitting. We're just below 250 bar now. So, all right. 1,247 feet per second. 1,240. Good Lord. That is phenomenal. I should be around the 84, 85 foot-pound range with a 26.5 grain pellet, which is what I'm shooting here. And 25 cal. This is not a 22. I know some folks have asked me about that. Is that a 22? No, it's 25. I don't own a 22 cal PCP anymore. Okay, I think that's going to be our shot right there. All right, y'all ready? Let's see what we get. $12.48. Shit's loud. This little suppressor's doing nothing now. 12.14. 12.09. 12.10. Okay, and now we're empty. Well over 1,200 feet per second. at 190 bar on a regulator. But during those 5 shots, I noticed the regulator here actually dropped to 180. So the regulator right now at 190 bar is losing stability. All right, so what that tells me is it's time for the spring to go back in. Let's see if it'll hold. What are we at here on the air pressure up here? We're at 200 bar. I'm going to fill it back up to 250. We'll throw a 32 grain pellet in here and see how hard it'll push a 32 grain pellet with the H&N Barracuda. Whew, that is loud. That is loud. Crack! You know, we are breaking the sound barrier. Filling it up to 250. Like I said, my tank is getting really low down here, my Omega tank. It's time for me to go visit the Young Hang in the back room and fill this tank up again. Which, if you guys are ever wondering about the Young Hang, if you're out there and you're like, I want to buy a compressor, I keep seeing these Young Hangs, are they worth it? Yes. I have an Umarex Ready Air and I have a Young Hang. I use the Young Hang more than I do the Ready Air. The Young Hang fills quicker. And I've actually had an idea of doing like compressor drag races. Setting a couple guns up, setting a specific PSI, go from empty and just run the 2 of them at the same time, and or time them, and see how long it takes to fill. Because I'm betting that Young Hang will kick this Umarex Ready Air's butt. And that Young Hang was only $265, and this Umarex Ready Air was $529. Of course, it's oilless and everything, but all right. Got some Barracudas here. Ooh, Barracuda. Let's see what we get here. A little heart for you there. If you play the guitar, that is one of the very first songs when you discover an E minor chord that you learn to play, is that bom ba da bom ba da bom ba da bom ba da bom. That's one of the very first things. It's so iconic. Okay, so these are Barracudas. Again, they're coming from this tin here. All right. This should be good enough. Let me... Okay, we've filled it back up. We are holding steady now. We are holding steady. Okay, on the regulator, we're steady now. It looks like it's leveling out. There we go. 32 grain pellets coming in. Okay. Oh, sorry about that, guys and girls. I'm sitting here shooting, getting ready to autochrony here. And my phone decides to update its software. So, yeah. Life of a YouTuber, I guess. Even though I told it I don't want to update my software. I don't like doing updates because you never know what kind of crap they're putting in on your phone. I'd actually like to break my phone free of Google altogether because... I think I'm running on Android 12 or 11 or something like that. It's a newer phone. It's only a few weeks old. And it's just so complicated. The phone doesn't need to be that complicated. All right, come on, fill up. I think my tanks have equalized with each other now. All right. Well, that's another fill, and we're still holding steady back there, about 190. So, time for me to go visit the Young Hang back there. So this is kind of like that one shot. Okay, we've got one shot now to do this because I'm pretty much out of air. So we'll start over. Putting the Barracudas in again. See, it's a Barracuda. And we've weighed these in a previous video. They were about 32, 32 and a half. You can go back and look at the footage on them. 4 shots. Let's do 5. We'll do 5 shots like this, and then I think that should be lined up right there. Okay, here we go. If it's not lined up, then we're only doing 4 shots. But either way, I know we're not going to waste any air. So here we go. Shot 1. 11:56. Shot 2. 11:48. I didn't show you the 11:56. I'm sorry. 11:48. So we are back at the same velocities we were doing at 150 bar with a 26.5 grain pellet. Now with a 32. Okay. Here we go. That was a duplicate of 11:48. $11.47. So it seems to be fairly stable right here. Fairly stable. $11.39. Okay, and we're empty. So, and we're staying stable back here. We're still sitting there about 190. See right there. We're still sitting there. We went from a 250 bar to 200 bar up here on the gauge up here for the tank pressure. That is phenomenal. Okay, that is phenomenal. We have gained, well, we gained, I believe, over 100 feet per second on the silver points. And I think we gained about the same, maybe a little bit more, on the 32 grainers. And with the 32 grainers, we're up in the mid to high 90s for foot-pounds, I believe. And we're around 84 to 87 with the, just off the top of my head, 84 to 87 foot-pounds of energy from a 25 caliber sk19 old model, not the new model with the upgrades. So if you've got the upgrades, you're probably going to be able to do better. Again, I wouldn't do this unless you just don't care about your warranty. But we're cruising right towards 100 foot-pounds, like right at it. And we may have just hit it. Okay. I don't have my calculator here with me to tell me exactly what's going on, but that is some serious air power. Let me turn this vortex off real quick. That is some serious, serious power. So I just wanted to show you guys that. Again, this is a factory gun as it sits right here in my hands right now, and as it has always been presented to everybody. I have yet to present this thing with any kind of a modification, internal, external. This is just playing around with the features that are on the gun out of the box. That is what I have been doing. So, with that, I am going to get out of here, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I do apologize for the interruption from my phone company, but there's nothing I could do about that. And I look forward to seeing you guys later on and testing more with the sk19, because this sk19 is turning out to be one vicious little air gun. Just vicious. And we might even be able to, I'm speculating, this is some very deep speculation here, but I might even be able to, down the road with the modifications as I work on them and present them. And when I do present them, I'm going to present them in a finished configuration so you guys don't have to do all the guesswork. I'm just going to say, this is how it's done, boom, okay, and give it to you. Looking at my grouping down there too, now I'm real shaky today, but my grouping down there on my little 10-meter target doesn't look too bad, but we're not really worried about grouping so much today. There's probably a hole down there like that. Sitting a little bit low, but centered. I have this red dot. It was zeroed by Air Guns of Arizona at all the factory settings. Okay, and I haven't touched it since. So it's going to be a little bit off because the trajectory of the projectile is going to change because more pressure is being added to it. But all in all, guys, I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed with this sk19. Is the sk19 worth the $2,000? I would say it is. If you're into air guns, if you want to spend that kind of money, and if you want something that can be either tame as a puppy dog or as vicious as a lion, the sk19 is the way to go. There's just no other two ways about it. If you have to go with 25 or 30 caliber, the 30 caliber, I've not seen the actual videos or anything of it yet, but they're getting that up beyond 32 ACP kind of power, which is around 154 foot-pounds of energy. And the 357 that's coming out, I've got some of the, like a rough estimate. Wilson couldn't tell me exact figures, okay, because this thing, they're still waiting for it to come out. So it's not exact figures, but it's 200 plus foot-pounds. It's actually almost 250 plus foot-pounds, full auto, out of the box, ready to rock. All right, he didn't give me a grain of pellet or anything, but it's 15-shot magazine, out at the end of this year, beginning of next. Be waiting for it, because that is going to be a game changer in the world of air guns. And I'm nudging Wilson. I'm going, hey dude, just do it. I'm trying to get him to bring the sk19 out in 457 and 50 cal. I'm trying to get him to at least design it. Even just 457, if we could get like an 8 or 9 shot 457 that was full auto, that could do, 300, 400, 500 foot-pounds of energy. So, that's my kind, like a full auto Texan almost, that would rock. So anyway, I am going to get on out of here. Thank you guys, and we'll see you on the flip. Bye now. Okay, I'm just throwing this on the end of the video. We just got done doing all the testing, right? So I'm jumping on the other phone here while this phone here was charging. And I just wanted to start looking at the different 25 ACP ballistics. And I wanted to see the different power ranges for 25 ACP, which we have surpassed. But remember what I said, my goal was to get up to 32 ACP kind of power. We've hit it. We've already hit it. We are actually, see if I can get my ballistics deal up here. Well, let's do it this way. All right, so this is ballistics101.com right here, okay? And it's got a listing of a bunch of different loads for 32 ACP, like the core bonds, extreme shocks, so on and so forth, Fiachi, Hornady, and a lot of the 32 ACP stuff, like here's MagTech, 32 ACP jacketed hollow point with a 65 grain bullet's 123 foot-pounds of energy. We're not far from that. RBCD 32 with a 37 grain is doing 1,815 feet per second. That's 271 foot-pounds of energy. So we're never going to hit that. But what we did hit, we did at least become equal to and maybe even surpass a couple of these 32 ACP loads. The Extreme Shock Ammunition Ballistics. It's 32 ACP. Type of bullet is an EPR. It weighs 60 grains. It's traveling 830 feet per second, and it gives you 92 foot-pounds of energy. I'll throw a picture of this up on here. That's clear. So technically speaking, there is a 32 ACP round out there that we just, granted it's one of the weakest 32 ACP rounds there are, but we've done it. The sk19, we can say that there's a 32 ACP round out there that this thing is equal to. Now, if we go to 25 ACP, because this is where a lot of people have problems, is my claim on 25 ACP and 32. Okay, so here is Blazer. Full metal jacket, 50 grain bullet, 63 foot-pounds of energy with a velocity of 755. This is a Corbon Blazer safety slug. It's 34 grains, 94 foot-pounds. Federal Ammunition Ballistics, 50 grain, traveling 760, 64 foot-pounds. Fiachi, 50 grain, full metal jacket, 71 foot-pounds, doing 800 feet per second. Here is the Hornady Ammunition XTP jacketed hollow points, a 35 grain bullet, running 900 feet per second, and it's 63 foot-pounds. We're there. We're definitely stronger going through this. That is the strongest of the 25 ACP loads. Everything else is about 64, 62, 51, 68, 63, 66, 64. We've blown 25 away with the sk19. So caliber for caliber, the air gun's more powerful than a 25 caliber air. The 25 caliber air gun is more powerful than a 25 caliber handgun in 25 ACP. And we've moved into the realm of 32 ACP with this thing now. Freaking sweet. All right. So just wanted to throw that on there. sk19 is no joke. Bye now.